Hey everyone, I thought I would start my channel off by showing you guys my to be read pile. It's pretty big and been piling up, so I figured this would give me motivation and I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. So the first book on my to be read pile is Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. I found out about the Vampire Academy series over the summer when I found out they were making movies. So I blew through each book in a day, except for the last one of course, and I'm excited to see how the series concludes. I wasn't exactly expecting to like this series, since the last vampire books I've read were Twilight, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I loved this series, so I'm excited to see how it ends. The next few books on my to be read pile is the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead. After picking up the entire Vampire Academy series, I decided to pick up Bloodline since I found it on Kijiji for $15. Since it's a spin-off series, I'm excited to see where this story goes and if it's as good as the other ones. The next book on my to be read pile is Sentinel by Jennifer Armentrout. This is the fifth book in the Covenant series that is sort of like Vampire Academy, except it centers around Greek gods and the story takes a very different turn. I absolutely love Jennifer Armentrout. She's actually one of my favorite authors right now. Everything she's written is fantastic and I've loved. So I'm excited to see this story conclude. The next two books are by Colleen Hoover. The first is This Girl. This Girl is another book, slammed in a different person's perspective. So this is Will's perspective of Slammed. Slam follows a girl. She moves to Detroit, and she finds out a whole bunch of things about her family and has to cope with it. And she meets Will, and a whole bunch of things happen with him. So this is just his perspective. I absolutely loved this story, and I love the poetry, slam poetry in it. It actually really got me interested in writing it for a little bit too, so I really enjoyed that. The next book by Colleen Hoover is Losing Hope. This is another perspective book. Its perspective is taking this guy who is, I honestly can't even remember his name. Dean Holder. Dean Holder's perspective of Hopeless. And I picked up Hopeless at the beginning of the year, sort of on a whim, and I was absolutely blown away with this book. It was just so heavy and light, and the story and the characters were all really interesting, and I actually cared about them. So I'm excited to see from his perspective with the added scenes. This is also the special signed edition, which you'll see right here. And the inside of this book is actually really pretty too. Got sort of a deck overlooking mountains. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. My next book is Smoke by Ellen Hopkins. Smoke is a sequel to Burned, which is, I can't even remember because it's been that long. So the thing about Ellen Hopkins is all her books, I've read them all, are fantastic. She writes in poetry form, which is nice, and they all deal with sort of taboo or racy subjects, and these subjects are all incredibly relevant in today's society, especially with teenagers, and these books are so relatable, and through the poetry style writing, you can really get into the character's head and feel what they're feeling, go through what they're feeling, and I absolutely love everything she's written. So I'm excited to read this. I'm going to have to reread Burn before I read this, because I have no idea what this is about. So I'm excited. The next book I pre-ordered over the summer is the Shadowhunters Conax by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. I absolutely love this, the Mortal Instruments series, so I figured this would be a perfect read. The cover is really nice too. We see Raziel rising out of the water with the Mortal Instruments. Inside is really nice. It's got the cup. It's really nice texture. The books are sort of golden, and it comes with a bookmark attached. And what really intrigued me about this book was the pictures, and I don't know, it just so much more about this world. And there's little doodles from the actual characters that are funny and ridiculous. See at the bottom there, so like Jace, Alec, and Clary. And the inside pictures are beautiful. And then, so I'm excited to read this. This will be more of like an ongoing read. I don't think I could just sit here and read it. There's no release story in one sitting, but I'm excited to read this because the series was one of my favorites. I actually have a tattoo I actually have a rune tattoo, sorry. So I'm excited. The next book I have to read is Intertwined with You by Sylvia Day. Now, I picked up this series after I read 50 Shades because I figured since everyone was raving about it, seeing similar, I decided I would pick it up just like I picked up 50 Shades. I started this at the beginning of the summer. I never really felt motivated to finish it off. So hopefully I can get that done because I am excited and I want to see how the story ends. Next book I have is The Fall of Five by Pittacus Lore. Now this is the fourth book in the I Am Number 4 series. I actually picked up this series after I found out about the movie, and sadly enough, since the movies aren't continuing, the story picks up after the first book. And the characters become more interesting and they become better characters than 4. He's sort of flat to me. So it's just, the series is fantastic. Don't let the movie fool you because it was okay. It was mediocre. And I like how the books have, it says Lauren Legacy, you can barely see it, but that's nice. And the actual book itself is really nice looking too. Each one of them have a cool design like this, and that's really awesome. Now the next book I have is Mad Adam by Margaret Atwood, and this is the third and final book in the Mad Adam trilogy, which also has Oryx and Crake and The Year of the Flood. Now anything by Margaret Atwood is fantastic, but these books, they're dystopian, they're phenomenal. They are adult books, but they're amazing. I read the first one, Oryx and Crake, for a class, for an English class in high school, and I just fell in love with it and realized it was a series, so I jumped on that. And Margaret Atwood is so talented and amazing, so everyone should read the series. And the final books is a box set, and it's the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I've been obsessed with booktube for a while, so I decided to make one, and everyone has read these books and compared them to Harry Potter, and Harry Potter was a big part of my childhood. So I decided that I would pick them up since I found them at Costco for $20. I read The Lightning Thief and I loved it. It really brought me back to my childhood and reading Harry Potter, so I'm really excited to read the series and finish it and start off with Rick Riordan's other series. So yeah, I'm excited for this too. Now that is my to be read pile so far. It will grow, that is inevitable. But I'm excited to read all these books, and I'm excited to share all my thoughts and talk with you guys as I continue with my booktube. I plan on doing reviews and all that fun stuff, so hopefully you stick around.